Still can't get over that suit. So cool.
Gotta be me. It's time for a Miles Morales original, you know? One of one.
Looks good.
This suit right here has been the cause of a huge controversy over on X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it. All over the internet, people have been complaining, they've been going crazy, they've been saying things like, oh, now the whole internet is united against this suit right here in particular because it's that bad. And in this video, I wanted to actually talk about this suit. This is the suit that Miles gets pretty much in the final mission of Marvel Spider-Man 2. He kind of just comes out of nowhere with it, and he's just like, okay, it's time for a Miles Morales original, which is, I gotta say, it's a bit weird, right? In the sense of, well, he managed to make this suit in the first game, right? In the Miles Morales game, he made his own suit, and I'd say this is a Miles Morales original, right? Like, it looks good, nothing wrong with this suit at all. He put in his own heart and soul into it, and then in Marvel Spider-Man 2, he made this suit, the upgraded suit. So he added a bit of, like, bit more red accents, bit more sort of details on it, and refined it, right? So why does he just come out of nowhere during a huge invasion, and he's just like, okay, it's time for a Miles Morales original? I think, to me personally, that's what irks me the most about the entire suit, and feel free to leave your own thoughts and comments down below about this suit in particular. I personally don't hate this suit at all. Like, to the contrary, it's been really growing on me. Of course, it's really jarring when the suit comes out of nowhere, right? Like, none of us expected this suit to come out of just literally nowhere, and he's just like, all right, time for an original, because it makes it sound like the previous suit was bad when it wasn't. But yeah, let me know in the comments below what you guys think of this suit and everything like that. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to drop a like and subscribe. I truly appreciate it. It helps the channel out a ton, and we're closing in on 100k. But now, let's talk about the things that I really do like about this suit. And one of the main things I actually really do like about the suit is these blue sort of like highlights where the spider emblem is. I like the blue there because it kind of reminds me of Miles' whole power, which is his Venom power, right? And the fact that it's now pretty much blue because he's now been able to control it more, and obviously he's absorbed all of that new form energy, so I feel like that's just completely upgraded his powers. And we get to see Miles in this game be an absolute, like, just an absolute goat. He's just come in clutch so many times, and I think he does deserve to make his own suit. He can, I mean, come on, let's be real. Peter has had so many suits in the comics that have been kind of different, so it's okay for Miles to make one, right? Like, he's still learning this whole thing. This is his, like, pretty much second suit ever. Now, the hair cutout is a bit jarring in a way, and I don't think it's, the more I look at the suit, I don't know if it's the actual, like, hair cutout or something like that. I don't think that's the issue here at all. It's the actual, like, texture on the mask, for me, that is really weird, to be honest. Like, he's just got all of the, like, all of these, are they hexagons? Are they pentagons? I don't know, dude. Like, they're hexagons. Like, these weird hexagonal shapes everywhere, man. And it's like there's no spider sort of, like, web on there that really makes his suit look good. Like, here, like, look, what's wrong with this? What's wrong with the texture, right? Like, what's wrong with the spider web going down his face? So his lenses are obviously the same. He kept these lenses, kind of recolored them a bit, and that's okay. He's allowed to make his own look. He's allowed to make his, like, obviously that's what I'm, you know, getting at. And then the other thing is, like, about the hood. I feel like maybe the suit would also benefit from having it up, because a lot of Miles suits do have the hood, and they are pretty damn cool, like the Crimson Cowl suit, which I do have unlocked. Let's get to it. Sportswear suit, which is his, like, very first suit ever. And then, you know, this is such a cool look for him. Like, the Miles black and red, you know, color palette is one of the most, like, coolest things to him. And then, you know, we have got the 2099 suit as well. That has a hood up, and it looks like absolutely incredible. Shadow Spider suit has a hood up, and it looks absolutely incredible too. You know, 2020 suit's very techy and looks amazing. Bodega suit does have a hood, but it doesn't have it up, and that's okay because it is just a hoodie, right? But it would still look really cool with it. It all depends on the actual suit, and I feel like this new Miles suit will really benefit. Like, even the end suit has such a cool hood to it. Like, it's got a cool jacket and hood. I feel like they could have gone for something like that. Or if anything, here's a hot take. Insomniac should have adapted the 10th anniversary suit for Miles's new look. And hear me out, right? They didn't have to take this whole like spider emblem. They could have just taken the other spider emblem, slap it on here, maybe make the textures different, things like that. But I feel like an underrated like color palette here is the red and black. My god, this looks amazing. They could have gone easily for something like this and it would have really gone, like, it would have not been as polarizing to the audience. Obviously, you know, the suit, I don't know if he's gonna keep it or what, but you know, it is a bit, it's really different. And again, it all comes down to, it came out of nowhere. You know, it came out of nowhere and it just felt like they threw in a suit there because Peter had a different suit by the end and they were like, okay, we gotta throw it in. I mean, look at the symbiote ones, man. The symbiote ones are just absolutely amazing. It would have been cool for him to get a symbiote or something like that, like maybe him and Peter share up, but it makes no sense at the end of the day because Miles wasn't really bonded with it. But even this one looks pretty cool. You could see like a bit of hair sticking out, so they could have easily done something like this as well for him. Now obviously some people have suggested that he should have just kept this suit and then maybe gone with like a recolor or something like this, like a palette swap, and I respectfully disagree with that option. Because I mean, if you look at this suit, it's obviously like it's very cool and it's a awesome nod to Peter's color scheme, but I think like Miles should just definitely have his own sort of style as his own Spider-Man, right? Like he should be able to just be like, okay, these are my color schemes and this is what I'm rocking, right? And that's completely fair enough, right? Because let's look at the alternate colors, by the way, for this. So this one's actually pretty cool on its own. But you know what gets me about this original suit? You know, the colors kind of work, right? Like it's got this blue, black, and then like this sort of, it's like not really red, it's like kind of pinkish, like crimson pink. And it's like, all right, cool, right? And then you get to the shoes and they're just white Adidas shoes. Like why? You know, it doesn't really fit with the whole like suit at all. It's just boom, out of nowhere, it's just white shoes, man. It makes no sense to me. I kind of do like the sort of textures for the suit though. The textures are okay. I just wish it had a bit more webbing, but it is kind of cool seeing the webbing come from the middle, right? Like that's pretty cool. I just wish it kind of also connected with the mask, right? And the mask didn't have this weird hexagonal texture. Like if the mask kind of had, I don't know, maybe like, because you can see the hexagons here, right? So obviously it is keeping in like kind of with whatever it was, but maybe if it kept like this bit here of the crimson texture and then had some webs on it, it would be okay. And maybe if we got to see a bit of his like forehead work, because you can kind of see it a bit there, right? Like if we kind of got to see a bit more of a, I don't know, like a connection point or something, because it just feels like it cuts off super abruptly, I guess. I don't know. But, you know, I'm more so just trying to provide constructive criticism of the suit, because it's not really the worst suit ever. Like, the more I look at it, the more it grows on me. Like, I do think that the community is throwing it out of proportion, for sure. And, you know, I mean, we've had the whole Puddlegate thing in Insomniac, like in Marvel Spider-Man PS4, so you know it's no surprise to me that this would throw it out of proportion. But again, I like the way the blue things move. It goes really well with his like Venom powers. I think that's one of the coolest things when it comes to this very suit, right? And then we're gonna look here at some of the comments. So it's really weird because this one really took off. So, you know, Steve Rogers, Captain America Twitter account, posted this. It said, I know everyone has their favorite suit, but for the sake of Miles' future of Spider-Man, I think we need to unite against this one. And they absolutely got like 30,000 likes, 1.8 million views. And I kind of agree with Sunny here. It's like, I love it and I can't wait to see more of it in the next game. They can feel free to tweak it and stuff. I do wish they'd make a little bit of changes, but it's not the worst suit. And, you know, I feel like it's being set up for Miles to be the face of the Insomniac Spider-Man at some point. But at the same time, I can also agree with this here. It's like, it definitely needs some tweaking. It's not a perfect suit by any means. There's a lot that is actually like wrong with it here. And it is like, first of all, it comes out of nowhere. Like I said, the suit literally comes out of nowhere. And, you know, it just, there's too much going on, to be honest with you. and that mask really throws me off. Like the hair cutout, it's fine, keep that, but change up the mask a bit, you know, have some spider webs on it, change up the texture, because that texture is terrible. I'm sorry, it should not be in the mask there. Get rid of the white shoes, man. It is just, it does not fit with the rest of the suit at all, you know. And this opinion here by 2KO, the perfect mask suit, was right there. They could have easily used something like this as inspiration, change it up a bit, you know, and maybe use some of these colors, I don't know, but definitely could have used something like this, and boom, an iconic Miles suit. This suit would have gotten like a second chance, and it would have been amazing to really see. I mean, oh, man, I don't know, it's definitely something to see. And then this bit right here,
Man, I still can't get over that suit. So cool.
Gotta be me.
see, that's what I mean. Like, Miles literally builds his suit because he's got to be him, right? Because Peter gives him that gifted suit which has Peter colors on it, right? And Miles kind of becomes his own Spider-Man. He becomes more confident as Miles Morales. The game goes on, and he makes his own suit, right? And then we get this. They're in the middle of an invasion, and it's like, it makes you think that Miles, you know, was watching all those people kind of like getting torn apart in the street, and he's just like, okay, time to make this suit real quick though. And this would not have been a quick suit to make, right? And there was no indication that he was building one. If there was indication that it was building and it was leading up to a new suit, you know, I would have been more okay with it and more so understanding. But then this happens.
It's time for a Miles Morales original, you know? One of one.
It looks good.
It kind of looks like he face palms, but I swear, like, obviously he removes his mask here or something, but the way it's framed is really bad looking, right? And then this is the poster I was referring to before, where it's like, so beautiful how much the suit sucks, to the point where most of the Spider-Man fan base is for once in agreement and united, or for their shared hatred for this. Only something so truly horrible, so truly terrible can create something so wonderful. And also, you know, I don't think it's bad of a suit, but the fact that it kind of forces us to use it, like we can't switch it out in the final battle, really irks me, because in Miles Morales, like right off the bat, we were able to switch. So it didn't matter. Obviously everyone liked the classic suit, but it didn't matter. You could switch to Bodega Cat suit in the final suit. You could use it into the Spider-Verse, and it really made that experience its own. And the fact that we can't do this probably until like early December would be a shame, because we're not even in November just yet. So if we have to have another month, and it's such a nitpicky thing to bring up, to be honest, right? Like, but, you know, I was doing my new playthrough, and it's just being locked into the suit, and the same thing for Peter. Like, I wish we could kind of have symbiote suits be intertwined and switched out. So, like, some of the suits in the game that are meant to be symbiotes, I think we should be able to switch them around. Like, the symbiote suit for Raimi, like Spider-Man 3, that should be able to be an interchangeable suit with the symbiote ones, right? So here's what Char6 said. The only thing I dislike about it is that it's half a mask and not a full one. I actually like the overall design of the suit because it represents Miles' journey throughout the game, acceptance, redemption, and confidence in one's own abilities. And I respect that, and I think that is pretty accurate. He did go through a whole arc in this game that was incredibly emotional, and you know, the suit is an embodiment of his growth. But the suit does not look that good. That's the thing, and at least to us, right? So yeah, I don't know, like, I kind of like it. It's growing on me, but there's a ton of glaring issues with it. That is my final opinion on this suit, and I want to hear you guys' thoughts. Obviously I don't hate this suit. I'm not like the #1 hater or whatever, but I can totally understand why people do hate on the suit. Now, let's look at the back of the suit, because it's actually pretty cool on the back as well. I do think they had an interesting idea going with that spider emblem and some of the other things, but the recolors, man, they could have been so much better. Like, this one here is actually really cool because there's a really, like, there's a theme to it, right? Like, it's just white, black, and blue, but then the lenses are just like, they're not blue or like black, right? I feel like these lenses, if they were black, it would have just made the whole suit look really good. But the fact that it isn't, and then this is here as well. Like, the only thing that matches the lenses are the kind of shoes, which again, it doesn't work. It throws off the whole balance of the suit because it's an unnecessary lens color. Then this here is like, now it's like, just swap the lenses of this one and this one, and it will be fine, right? Because then this is the suit that I feel like I could use that color here to match with that red, right? Or white. White would be cool too for lenses. And then this one is, I don't know, it's just alright. So yeah, these are my opinions, man. Let me know in the comments below. Like, it's not a bad suit by any means. It's not the worst thing ever, but it does have some glaring things, like the mask itself. Like, those hexagon shapes gotta go and just have a bit of a web pattern. I did make a quick mock-up of what I think something like this suit could have looked like mask-wise and color-wise, but you know, it's literally something I made in like 2 minutes, so, you know, leave that as you will. Thank you so much for watching. Check out another video on the channel where I rank all of the Marvel Spider-Man 2 suits from worst to best. Thank you so much for all your support. I really appreciate all of you. Take care of yourselves. Peace.